I thought I knew every Disney movie. I thought I saw every Disney movie. But now with this, hey everybody, welcome back. Today's reaction is 10 painfully offensive Disney movie moments that want you to forget. So this is a new one actually, so let's get started on it.
Disney movies aren't offensive, right? Wrong. They are notorious for their controversial content and have been for decades. In fact, there's probably no demographic in the world that Disney hasn't offended at some point. This video will look at some prime examples of that by running through some of Disney's more offensive moments.
Right. I'm sorry, you lost me there.
Wreck-It Ralph. 2012's Wreck-It Ralph is a fantastic 3D animated movie, all things considered, but it does have some controversial moments, including one that many people consider to be extremely homophobic. The movie's main antagonist is King Candy. He's the ruler of Sugar Rush, which is the location that the racing game Sugar Rush Speedway takes place in the movie. Voiced by the brilliant Alan Tudyk, King Candy is a limp-wristed, eccentric, and flamboyant character with something of a bounce in his step. He is essentially the classic outdated stereotype of a gay man in popular culture. The most offensive moment involving the character came in an altercation with the titular Ralph, who was voiced by John C. Reilly. Ralph grabs King Candy, shakes him violently, and calls him a Nelly wafer. That's a play on the popular snack Nilla wafer. Seems innocent enough, right? The problem is both Nelly and wafer are derogatory terms for homosexuals. Given King Candy...
I actually didn't know that, actually. I mean, I know a lot of, very offensive towards homosexualities or racist, but I did not know that was part of it. Huh, okay, this is a new one for me, because I never knew that Wreck-It Ralph and King Candy was represented as a gay guy. I did not know that, actually. Okay.
And given what both of those words mean, this can't have been an accident on Disney's part.
But still.
It's way too much of a coincidence. They knew exactly what they were doing, and there was something of a backlash regarding the moment as a result. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. In spite of the fact that this is based on a fairy tale, and despite it being the kind of movie that parents wouldn't think twice about letting their kids watch, 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is actually full of offensive content. Not only is Snow White forced to clean up after a group of slovenly men, the movie has a character in the form of the evil queen who wants to kill Snow White simply because she's more beautiful than her. And neither of those are the worst part about the movie. The worst part is undoubtedly the movie's most memorable moment. The part that, rather bizarrely, we've all been led to believe is one of the most idyllic and romantic in all of fiction. It's the part when the prince kisses Snow White to revive her from her death-like slumber, after she took a bite of the evil queen's poisoned apple. The kiss was carried out without any form of consent, and the fact that Snow White found the prince attractive once she awakened doesn't make that okay. Would Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs have been so warmly received had the prince been an overweight vagabond,
it's a Me Too thing?
I don't think so.
Dad?
It's hard to...
Wait, I just want to quickly say also the fact that, Snow White is 14 years old and the prince is 30-something years old. So also people are saying that it's child rape or something because she's a minor. But yeah, that's just, I just think that's bizarre, but I understand, age-wise, but with the kiss, come on, it's not a rape thing or an unconsensual thing, come on, stop it.
Say.
The Little Mermaid. 1989's The Little Mermaid is another movie that you can't really imagine being offensive. That is, until you look closely at it. It promotes the idea that females are more attractive if they keep their mouth shut and don't speak. That in turn suggests that men are only attracted to how a woman looks and not what she has to say. The point is exemplified in no uncertain terms during Ursula's song, Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Fortunate Souls.
Just check out these lyrics. The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yet on land it's much preferred for ladies not to say a word. And after all, dear, what is idle babble for? Come on, they're not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. But they dote and swoon and fawn on the lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets a man. Pretty terrible, right?
Oh!
First devoted to why women shouldn't speak. And the fact that it's a woman singing doesn't make it okay. And the worst part about it is that Ariel does indeed get her man, Prince Eric, while she
So
has no
that's
voice.
why Ursula
After
took
Ursula
Ariel's
tricked her into
voice.
making a deal that removed it in exchange for her being transformed into a human.
Plain
Okay.
overdressed, self-absorbed.
That I gotta think about that. That actually kind of makes a little bit of sense of why Ursula takes Ariel's voice. You know, at first when I saw it, I was thinking, oh, because Ariel's going to tell Eric, I'm the one that saved your life, and Eric's going to automatically marry her. So that's what I thought. But now thinking on the other side, the way that the lyrics of Poor Unfortunate Souls, I'm thinking, is that a reference of why Ursula took Ariel's voice? Because it's like, oh, if you just stop talking, if you don't say anything, then he's going to love you. I don't know, but that kind of makes sense to me now. But, oh wow, I have to say, guys, this is actually new, because these are, except for the Snow White thing, I know that, but I did not know anything with Poor Unfortunate Souls and King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. So this is new. I'm actually kind of really curious of what are what are the 7 other offensive Disney moments?
Prince Ahmed, weren't you?
Aladdin.
Disney's older movies notoriously feature racism on quite a widespread basis, but it's not something you expect to see in the more modern classics. However, rather shockingly, 1992's Aladdin definitely contained some extremely offensive racial stereotypes. The movie is, of course, set in the Middle East, and the way it's depicted in Aladdin is controversial to say the least. Take the very first song sung in the movie Arabian Nights as an example of what we're talking
I
about.
think I heard
It has
about this.
lyrics
It's
like,
a
"I come
lyric.
from a land from a faraway place where the caravan camels roam, where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home." It then goes on to describe how the people
I know
do
this one.
things like cut off your ear if they don't like your face. This barbaric generalization of the Middle East has existed in Western civilization for years, and it still exists to this day. It's the kind of thing that adds fuel to the absurd rhetoric of the very real War on Terror, which suggests that the Islamic Middle East is pure evil and the Christian West is purely benign, both of which are completely false and highly exaggerated notions.
Might never have seen you.
Oh, Peter Pan has a lot of racist stuff.
Peter Pan. So about that,
is it?
racism
I bet
in
it's
these
about
older movies that we just referred to.
Indians.
Here's a prime example of
because
it.
of the song.
1953's Peter Pan movie had some terribly racist content with regards to Native Americans, especially in the form of a song "What Makes the Red Man Red."
Man
It
Red.
was sung by
Yep.
a chorus of Native American characters who were, quite frankly, nothing more than offensive and stereotypical caricatures. In fact, the song has the feel of a minstrel-esque performance and contains lyrics such as, "Once the Injun didn't know all the things he know now, but the Injun he sure learn a lot, and it's all from asking how." There's also a horrible implication that Native Americans have their supposedly red skin due to the fact that an Injun prince kissed a squaw a million years back and they've been blushing ever since. It's a terribly degrading depiction of Native Americans.
Yep.
But it was typical of the old pop culture portrayals that ignored the centuries of terrorism, plunder, and degradation that they had to endure at the hands of colonial white people. And it's the kind of thing that continues to encourage the racist myths of Native American inferiority even to this day.
Break his poor heart.
The Lady and the Tramp. Oh, Miss Lady.
Sweeter than the romantic animated tale of a refined female American Cocker Spaniel named Lady falling in love with a male stray mongrel called the Tramp. Well, quite a lot apparently, as 1955's Lady and the Tramp has some very racist moments in it. The twin Siamese cat characters, Cy and Am, are truly horrible racial stereotypes.
Oh, is it
They're
the
movie's
cats?
main villains and
We
are
are
depicted as sly,
Siamese,
sneaky,
if you
and
please.
devious East Indians with buck teeth, narrow slanted eyes, and extremely thick, exaggerated accents. Never is the stereotype more blatant than when the two cats are singing their trademark song, the Siamese Cat Song. You know, the one that starts with the words, "I am Siamese."
That's
if you
crazy.
please. During the song,
And it has
the
to do
pair
with a
attempt to use
cat.
their cunning to
The
wreak
breed
havoc
of a
in the house,
cat.
which includes trying to eat a live bird and a live fish. It also includes stereotypical East Asian music, including a gong. The racial stereotyping doesn't stop there in Lady and the Tramp either. There's also a less prominent Chihuahua character called Pedro who has the exaggerated attributes of a supposedly typical Mexican. but Psy and Am are by far the most blatant examples of this.
You let English woman talk to you like that? You who are one of the tigers of China.
One of our dinosaurs is missing. The first live-action movie
I've never heard of this movie.
1975 comedy offering that Disney have long buried, and with good reason. It really was a hideously racist movie. In fact, the entire thing was just one big racist moment. It saw a Queen's messenger by the name of Lord Edward Southmere escaping from China with a document containing the formula for the mysterious Lotus X. As a result, he was pursued by a group of Chinese spies, who were played by white actors. The aforementioned document in question turned out to be a recipe for wonton soup, which was about the only Chinese stereotype in the movie that wasn't completely inappropriate. The language was beyond offensive. The supposedly Chinese characters had terribly over-exaggerated accents, with every instance of the letter R getting mixed up with the letter L. The makeup was even worse. Characters were given almost yellow skin and had taped eyelids, blue eyeshadow, and very stereotypical facial hair. It's no wonder Disney have banished this one to the archives.
So it's like
it really
blackface, but with Chinese. But with the
forget.
Chinese
It's actually quite surprising
people.
that it was allowed to be made in the way that it was, even way back in the 1970s.
Dumbo.
Dumbo is probably the cutest
Is it?
character
It's
in Disney
the
history.
crows.
Seriously, who doesn't love the adorable baby elephant whose enormous ears enabled him to fly? His titular 1941 movie is undoubtedly one of Disney's most beloved, but that doesn't stop it from having some pretty racist moments in it. The most controversial of which involve the crow characters.
It Jim Crow?
As crows, they were obviously black
The
in
crows.
color, and they were presented as awful racial stereotypes.
Yeah,
They
and
did
the
a lot of
and the main
jive
bird
talking
is
and
named
smoked
Jim
while
Crow.
singing things like, "I'd be done seeing about everything when I see an
When I
elephant
see an
fly."
elephant
But that's
fly.
just the tip of the iceberg. The name of the main
That's
crow
a good
was
song.
Jim Crow. That
When
means
I
he was
see
named
an
after the
elephant
United
fly.
States racial segregation laws that were enacted in the late 19th century. What made it even worse was the fact that the actors were all white doing terrible black man accents. Seriously, the movie was a minstrel show disguised as a cartoon. Staunch Disney fans argue that the crows were the only ones who helped Dumbo. But them being
That makes it worse when you realize who was the voice of the
Dumbo
character.
is being remade in 2019 with Tim Burton at the helm. And you can bet your bottom dollar that he won't be including the likes of Jim Crow in this movie.
Ist denn schon wieder krank? Was hat denn?
What's this one?
Education for Death and Der Fuhrer's Face. We're cheating a little bit here using two
Wow,
movies in one
now
instant,
I've never heard
but
of
they're
this
both short
Disney
movies
movie.
have the
And
same
this has to do with
content. We
Nazis?
think we're okay. 1943's Education for Death
What?
is Disney's most infamous war propaganda.
Okay, now this is really strange for me because I thought I knew every Disney movie. I thought I saw every Disney movie. But now with this, whatever it's in miseducation of something, blah, 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 and there's Nazis? And then the other one was like the missing dinosaur bones and the white people dressing up like Chinese. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, now I'm knowing Disney movies that are clearly never existed, or that people, hardly anybody knows about or
It
seen.
completely dehumanized its German characters by showing them all growing up to become Nazis. Now, obviously, Nazis are terrible,
my
but it's important to note that
God.
not all Germans are or ever were Nazis.
This was a Disney
and
movie?
Not all of them agreed with Hitler's views. Der Fuhrer's Face is another 1943
I'm
Disney war
shocked.
propaganda movie, and it won Donald Duck his first and only Oscar. It featured
Oh,
Axis
no.
leaders in a marching band getting Donald out of bed, feeding him a horrible breakfast, and forcing him to work in a weapons factory all day.
What?
The depictions
How
of
the
all
hell?
Axis leaders were terribly offensive to their particular race. Hirohito
Oh my
has
God.
buck teeth, yellow
Oh
skin,
my
swinging
God.
axe, for example. It ended with Donald waking up to realize it was all a nightmare and being thankful to live in a free land. You might not have even realized before now that Disney ever produced war propaganda, but they really
Yeah.
did, and boy was it all offensive.
It's actually.
Oh,
Song of the South.
Son of the South,
Another
yes,
bombshell here with Disney's
yes,
racist movie ever.
Racist
It was an
movie
offensive
ever.
abomination
Racist
from
Disney
start to
movie ever.
finish. It was
Yes.
controversial even when it was released.
But I have to quickly say the combination of like live action interacting with cartoon, and this was like in 1940 something. I have to say it's actually pretty well done. You know, it actually looks really good with the quality and what you know, technology was back in the days, of how they use it. So even though this is a racist movie, but the way they did it with the cartoons and with the guy interacting with them, it's really spot on. So it's actually very well done.
Back
So.
in 1946, we are,
46,
of course, talking
yeah.
about Song of the South. It starred James Baskett as Uncle Remus, a former slave, as he gleefully told stories to white children. He sang Zippity-Doo-Dah while still living on the plantation that enslaved him. Yeah, really. The movie has essentially been banned and was never even released on home video because of how appallingly offensive and racist it was. Song of the South was so offensive that most people haven't even seen a single clip from it, let alone the entire movie.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, it probably exists somewhere on the internet. Other than out of morbid curiosity, we can't imagine. What's more, as if having to play an overly happy black man joyfully talking about slavery and singing to animated birds wasn't enough, James Baskett wasn't even allowed to attend the premiere of his own movie in Atlanta because the city was still racially
Of course.
segregated. Can you believe that? This one is definitely best
Yep.
left in the history
I'm not
books.
surprised.
And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it?
Wow.
Think of any other offensive moments in Disney movies?
Wow. Okay, that was a very interesting one. Because I thought all these 10 offensive Disney moments, I thought I would already know already. Which some I do. Like, I know about Snow White. I know about Arabian Nights. I know about Dumbo. But, like, some of them, it's like... And Song of the South, I mean, I've actually haven't seen that movie, but I know that's one of the most racist movies. Because I don't know, I think this is also, it's based on the ride, Splash Mountain. Yeah, it's based off, because I remember, you know, it had the bear and the bunny, and that was in Splash Mountain. So, but yeah, this is mind-boggling, and the two movies that I've never heard of, and that they're banned, and that hardly anybody have seen it or know about it, that's just crazy to me. You know, and like I said, it's just crazy what it was back in the days that they were allowed to show, you know, certain stereotypes, you know, war propaganda, you know, showing a Disney cartoon about Nazis, and there was a Donald Duck short film that had to do with Nazis. Like, that just blows my mind. And, like, you know, hearing new facts, like, I actually did not know from Dumbo that Jim Crow and the other crows, they were voiced by white people. I actually did not know that. And that I did not know there was a Disney movie that, something about finding dinosaur bones or whatever it was called, that white people were dressed up as Chinese people and talking in Chinese, which that just, oh my god, that's just crazy. But yeah, that is 10 painfully offensive Disney movie moments that want you to forget, and I don't blame you for that. I would forget. So yeah, but that's all today's reaction. So like my video, subscribe my channel, leave comments below what you thought about the video, and catch on to the next reaction video, and I'll see you later, guys.